And beyond just being a big, sports fan and into music and what we're doing, you'll clearly show them the hoodie that you got there as well.
$25, RichieRukkus.com.
Look at that. Cool. I actually got one of those. My man hooked me up. It's dope. It feels nice too, and everybody comes up thinking it's Stranger Things, and I explain, no, sneaker things. They're like, oh, okay, that's a nice little twist on it. So tell us about just like what you do and everything. How you started.
So basically, I do YouTube reviews on sneakers. I do like on foot looks, like how to rock them with certain outfits, unboxings. But like a main thing I focus on is most of the bigger sneaker YouTubers, they only do like what's hype and like what's like really popular at the time. So like they'll do Supreme, they'll do Bape, they'll do Yeezys, and like I rock all that stuff and do all that stuff too. I mean, obviously I have a Supreme hat on. But if I'm at the mall and I see a dope pair of Reebok Classics, they're on clearance for $45, I'll come home, I'll do a video, I'll show you how you can rock these with certain outfits, and it's a lot like when you were talking about music earlier, it's a lot of the same stuff. It's generational. Like when Lonzo Ball said that 21 Savage was hip hop to him, not Nas. I mean, I took personal offense to that because I still remember where I was the very first time I heard It Ain't Hard to Tell.
Right. We got young bucks taking offense to that.
No, and I like 21 Savage and I like Future, but I mean, this generation, 20 years from now, are you really going to remember where you were at when you heard Gucci Gang? Are you going to remember like that feeling you had when you first heard that song?
Right.
And that kind of correlates with sneakers with me. And the younger generation, I mean, it's a little bit different here. There's actually some people wearing Jordans, but like the Jordan 11s I have on right now. Every Christmas, Jordan does a Jordan 11 release. 3-4 years ago, there was riots. People were getting beat up. People were getting, there was attempted murder. There was all kinds of pandemonium over these sneakers. Nike emailed me 2 weeks before these came out and said they were sending them to me. And like this day and age, the Jordan brand is like slowly falling off. And like, yeah, Kanye and the Yeezy line is more popular, but I think it has a lot to do with that. As much as like Yeezy's music and like College Dropout and Late Registration all falls back into like the hip hop that I'm used to,
right. He's
still relevant in music. He's really relevant in fashion. And I mean, these young guys, they never see Michael Jordan play live. So like Kanye is still an icon and still like present in everyday life, where Jordan kind of isn't. And Jordan brand is like slowly dying off as far as sales. And it's not because of Kanye though. Like the Yeezy and Adidas may have jumped over the Jumpman. Jordan's owned by Nike. Nike's still king. I mean, Adidas is not going to touch Nike when it comes down to sales. And it's just, fashion's ever changing and footwear's changing real big right now. Like dad shoes are in. Like the Nike Air Monarch, which people used to clown dads for wearing. Right. I just bought 2 pair. And you get them at Kohl's for like $49. Foot Locker's putting all over their social media. They now got Air Monarchs in for like $75. And like you're seeing Jordans on clearance, you're seeing Jordans, being buy one get one 50% off. Like 4 or 5 years ago, you've never seen that. And like with the Adidas Boost line and Kanye and his influence on culture, Jordans are starting to decline. But I think it really has to do with more of the current generation. The same with music. Like I DJ on the side, and like one time I had a Nas song on, and it was like guys like these guys' age, and they were like, turn this trash off. Like I don't know how, and it wasn't like them personally, but how do you call a song off like Illmatic trash? And I'm like, oh, what do you want to listen? What do you want to listen to? And they're like, put on Future, fuck up some comments. I agree, that's a great song, and I probably do want to hear that in like that kind of atmosphere. But to call Nas trash, to make that point, I just think is
disrespectful.
Exactly.
I always ask these guys, are you still going to be relevant and still have swagger 20 years from now? Like, you could be that guy now, but where are you going to be at 20 years from now? Are you still going to be able to hold the torch and carry the torch? Are you still going to be relevant like these guys? It's like I went to see Nas and his crowd was just as big as ever. I went to see Jay-Z, his crowd was just as big as ever. 20 years ago, he had a crowd, and 20 years ago, he still has a crowd. So that's the key.
I think a lot of these rappers nowadays may be dead 20 years from now. Exactly. 20 years ago, rappers were hustlers, drug dealers standing on the corner. Now rappers are, I just took 15 Xanax and 65 Percocet and I'm drinking lean. Like, before you were hustlers, now you're junkies, and that's just...
Yeah. I was impressed with Jay-Z when I just went to the concert a couple weeks ago. He played Malik's song for almost, like he played the whole song, and he was really like sympathetic to his whole situation. He was saying like, when is this gonna stop? Like, where are we going with this? Like, this guy, you know what I mean? And, you know, just for him to do that in the middle of his concert said a lot about how he felt about the new generation and how he seen the potential in him being able to carry the torch. But the torch can be easily burned out if he doesn't get an opportunity to get out of this situation.
So do you see that like in a correlation of the sneaker game? Like, how does that correlate to younger people, you know, like kids? Like 12, we're talking like 12, 14, 15, like on the come up where they're brand new, as we're talking a lot about music.
Wow. Well, cats don't even know what they're buying, man.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Like, people just get stuff off the hype. They don't even know what it is they're buying, what they're wearing.
Like Balenciaga's got a sneaker out now called the Triple S.
Yeah.
It is disgusting looking. If I seen that at like Foot Locker, I would laugh at it. But it's retailing for $800, and they see like Lil Peep and like all these rappers wearing them, and they're like, oh, I need to have them. And I think it's because most of the fashion now in hip hop is heavily influenced by Kanye. And he used to rock, like he has the Royal Ones on right now. They were impossible to get 4 years ago. Back when Ye was still signed to Nike.
Right.
As soon as he left Nike and went to Adidas, they just retroed these a couple months ago, back earlier in the year, the Royal Ones. I was able to go to a Kicks USA like 4 hours after they dropped and grab them. You never would have been able to do that 4 years ago. And since like these younger kids are so heavily influenced by Kanye, if Kanye walked out of his house tomorrow with 2 tissue boxes on his feet, there would be another rapper, there would be some other kid doing that. And it's just, since he's immersed in the sneaker game and immersed in music, they're going hand in hand, and you don't hear rappers talking about Jordans anymore. And like sneakers have always been involved with music. Run DMC with my Adidas, even Nelly with the Air Force One.
Yeah.
And now you have Kanye with the Yeezy line and
the ID.
How long is his run? That's what you got to really look at. Like, how long will he have this run?
Well, from a sneaker standpoint or from a musical standpoint?
No, sneaker standpoint.
Well, the advantage Kanye has over Jordan is, like, Jordan doesn't play ball anymore. So it's the Jordan 32s that come out, for the most part they sit. Like Russell Westbrook will ball in them, but for the most part they sit. I mean, Kanye could be 60 and still be involved in music, in fashion, and as long as he's evolving, you know, that's going to happen with what he does as far as sneakers and clothing.
Doesn't hurt to have that Kardashian on the
Oh
other
yeah,
end.
without a doubt.
Yeah, he got
Right
the
now-
double edge.
Right now, with sneakers, it's all about who can spend the biggest dollar.
Status. It's a status.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, but
It's- especially with the rappers right now, and that's what you have people that's gonna like that's our age. That's all we want to buy is who can spend the biggest dollar and who can do this and do that.
See, it hasn't always been, because I feel like when we were kids, you and I, Anthony, some of the older guys, people were buying Jordans not because they were the hottest thing out there based on look, but because they were Michael Jordans, right?
Yeah.
See, I couldn't afford it. I had
between that and the fact that they only came out twice a year.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's it. They came out in February,
right?
around All-Star Weekend. You got one color, and then the other color came out in Easter. And then if you didn't get them, you had to wait till the following year. So it was exclusivity. Plus the fact they were over $100, $150.
That's why I
Plus,
ugly
Michael Jordan had
They're actually
one of the
really good
greatest
sneakers.
careers
The Wing Athletics,
in the history of the game.
I got a couple
What's that? What's that? No, go ahead. Hold on.
But he's gonna say the Ewings are coming back.
No, yeah,
Yeah, they're out. Ponies, Ewings,
Yeah.
Let's say,
2 Chainz just did a collab with
Tree Torn. They're all back.
2 Chainz and Ewing just did a collab. Rick Ross and Ewing just did a collab. And, I mean, like all that retro stuff, like the kids these days are starting to slightly dress towards like the 90s feel. So stuff like that is going to, you know, come back in style. But
It's all back.
We actually
So
bought
basically-
Jordans that play ball in though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We bought Jordan. That's the difference now between the new generation and the older generation.
What are you saying?
We bought ball sneakers.
I actually brought Jordans, or had my mom buy the Jordan crew to actually run ball. To look good on the court to say I had
Right.
some Jordans.
They look at your feet when you walk on the court.
You need to figure rock out
Like if you bought me some Jordans, we gonna stop at Kmart. Those were these are the sneakers for ball.
Now,
Come on up. What?
oh no, talking about basketball. Like nowadays, you got shoes like the flying in material stuff like that. You can't really run ball in Jordans.
yeah, nah, the run ball with Jordan
LeBrons,
retro.
even like the Rants, Kyrie's. Like nowadays, like Jordan 11s, you can't really Like some players do it now, but you can't really do that now.
You can't go out on the court
You
like
can't really, yeah. Like you see the best players with a lighted stance.
It's like driving an old car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's just, that's the perfect analogy. Like the technology's changed. A retro is a retro in the true sense of the word. So it's like wearing an older technology, but people do it to your point. Because they want to look good. They want to look fly. You know, they want.
That's the
They want
believe
to
right
be like us in the '90s.
Like a sneaker when we were kids was look based, but it was also performance based. Like people really bought Jordans thinking that was gonna. Like we're crazy, right? But we bought Reebok pumps because we thought we were gonna jump higher because of them. We were wearing these sneakers. I don't think anybody buys a Steph Curry sneaker thinking I'm gonna be.
Well, they shouldn't buy Steph Curry.
Well, they should buy it anyway, right?